Coming up on One Detroit, we have a show that's truly Detroit. We'll look at how Detroit-style pizza has become popular across the country and the world. Plus, an 8-year-old girl talks about her passion for portraying figures in Black history. Also ahead, we'll take you inside a Detroit gem, the Michigan Science Center, to explore some of its interactive exhibits. And we'll have a list of events to help you celebrate Father's Day and Juneteenth. It's all coming up next on One Detroit.
From Delta Faucets to Behr Paint, Masco Corporation is proud to deliver products that enhance the way consumers all over the world experience and enjoy their living spaces. Masco, serving Michigan communities since 1929.
Support also provided by the Cynthia and Edsel Ford Fund for Journalism at Detroit PBS.
DTE Foundation is a proud sponsor of Detroit PBS. Among the state's largest foundations committed to Michigan-focused giving, we support organizations that are doing exceptional work in our state. Learn more at dtefoundation.com.
Nissan Foundation, and viewers like you.
Just ahead on One Detroit, a young girl goes viral with her creative impersonations of African-American history makers. Plus, we'll see how the Michigan Science Center is making science, technology, engineering, and math fun for visitors of all ages. And Peter Whorf from 90.9 WRCJ tells us about some of the activities taking place in Metro Detroit over Father's Day weekend and beyond. But first up, a truly Detroit dish is growing in popularity. Detroit-style pizza first came on the scene in 1946. Now the square pies are showing up in restaurants across the country and the world. One Detroit's Bill Kubota shows how Detroit-style pizza has evolved from a simple pepperoni and brick cheese recipe to now include a variety of toppings and flavors.
Detroit pizza. But this is New York, Manhattan, Chelsea. Detroit-style pizza? I guess so. But how can that be?
It's funny to talk about how it wasn't even that long ago that it wasn't available, and now it's like international. There's places in South Korea and Barcelona.
All this from a tavern on Detroit's east side, Buddy's Rendezvous, 1946. Almost 10 years ago, Detroit PBS told the story about our pizza cut into squares.
Everybody, square pizza.
Square. They make a square pizza, and that was weird.
What are these people, crazy?
No one even heard of square pizza. It was unheard of.
You fell in love with it. It was great.
But there's purists that will come in and say, nope, cheese and pepperoni, original sauce, that's it.
Detroit-style pizza is going to be something when every time you take a bite, you're going to taste every product that's on there.
It became sort of the Detroit style, as they're referring to it now, but it's actually Sicilian style that originated in Detroit.
A decade later, the Detroit-style pizza story, it's gone worldwide, thanks in part to this little warehouse in Roseville and a world champion pizza maker, Sean Randazzo. In 2012, he entered a pizza competition in Las Vegas.
And he told me that if he made 30th place, he would be happy and know it's a good recipe, and we would go on to be Detroit-style pizza company, and that's when he won first place.
Then Randazzo and his mother Linda started the Detroit-style pizza restaurant. Sean died of brain cancer in 2020, but he'd already been selling pre-seasoned Detroit-style pizza pans. Pans that opened up the market for pizza makers everywhere.
A little bit before he passed away, he told me, Mom, I'm so excited. He's like, Detroit-style pizza's like this, and within a year or so, it's going to be like that. And he was right.
The company shipping department. Pans going out nationwide. Europe, Asia. A constant flow.
Korea, Kuwait, other countries, a lot of countries. I can't even remember them all. Ireland, I want to say.
Here at the Michigan and Trumbull Pizza Kitchen in Detroit, Sean Randazzo's pans hot at work.
Yeah, sure. What would you like?
Owner Kristen Calverley tells how it all came to this.
There was a party store in Berkeley, Michigan called Mr. J's. So that's my very first pizza memory. And then we were like a Jets family. It was just like my parents were going out on the weekend and we had a sitter and we got Jets delivered.
Several years ago, Calverley and her partner started Michigan in Trouble Pizza in Pittsburgh, introducing Detroit style to Western Pennsylvania.
We kind of wanted to do an homage to Detroit and Detroit baseball, so all of our pizzas are named after Detroit landmarks, and then the overarching Michigan in Trumbull is our biggest sort of nod to the city. And conventional toppings are great, but we're trying to do more interesting flavor combinations and unique toppings.
The Werner vegan, the Bagley chorizo, the Farnsworth fungi with goat cheese and arugula. That's Calverley's partner in Detroit area native Nathan Peck at work.
He's the driving force behind the menu, and he does all of the prep every single day, and there's no one that's ever made pizza here other than him since 2017, which is kind of wild.
Pittsburgh, home till it wasn't because of an opportunity to come back. That was 4 years ago.
And it wasn't until we found the location near the intersection of Michigan and Trumbull that we seriously started considering moving.
Michigan and Trumbull at Michigan and Trumbull, the corner where Tiger Stadium used to be. But it got expensive, so Michigan and Trumbull, now at Holden and Lincoln, near Henry Ford Hospital and the Motown Museum,
Probably like 35 minutes.
where by all appearances, business is great. In Hamtramck, another Detroit-style pizza story. Detroit PBS's own Fred Nahat. He likes pizza, checking out Amar, home of the Ghost Pepper Pizza.
A lot of choices.
A lot of choices.
What's, say, the most popular?
The most popular is going to be your Naga or the Tandoori. Those are our best sellers. They have the best flavor, most Bangladeshi inspired.
Our pizza slogan is Amar Pizza is your pizza, and that translates into my pizza is your pizza.
Kershed Ahmed and his son Akil run Amar. Kershed came to Hamtramck from New Jersey, but it was a visit to Bangladesh where someone tried to cure his pizza cravings.
He took me to a place that sells pizza, and I'm like, this isn't pizza, but that's what they called it. It was similar to it, but it kind of made me wonder, hey, we could probably do something, take traditional American pizzeria and use Bangladeshi flavors to incorporate into it.
Here's the Naga: chicken, red onion, cilantro, and Naga hot pepper sauce.
Definitely not a tomato sauce. It's awesome. Has a sweet taste to it. I think it's probably some of the onions, but the sauce comes through. Definitely some spice there. Definitely some spice there.
The pizzas we have are the pizzas, for the most part, we've always had.
Amar has conventional pies, even Chicago deep dish. They sell a few, but the Bangladeshi Detroit style is the draw, thanks to the special pizza pans.
And it has a lot of flavor in it too, so.
Yeah, the older it gets, the better
Yeah.
it cooks.
But just the basic in that square pan, Detroit style, coming up from there, you could be creative. Whether it's a sauce, whether it's sauce-free, depending on the type of cheese, real melty or more like a feta or whatever, I think it's an exciting thing.
Another one that's not as popular, but is definitely inspired by Bangladeshi flavors, is the dry fish pizza.
In Bangladesh, fish, a dietary mainstay, and dried fish, very popular.
If they like fish, they'll try it out. If you don't like fish, you're not going to like the pizza.
That's good. If this is an acquired taste, I've acquired it.
I've had nothing but positive feedback. Everyone that comes here, they always come back. And that's one of the best feelings, If they were just coming here one time and never coming back, then I wouldn't be in business for 14 plus years.
The thing that stands out is innovation. What are we famous for? Little Caesars, first pizza maker to give you 2. Domino's, 30 minutes. The Detroit Pan with Buddies. Everybody doing something to be competitive so they can stick with it. That's a Detroit thing.
Now, time for the Detroit style with the even hotter ghost pepper on it.
I'm waiting for the fire. Yeah, there it is. I mean, it's delicious. I'd also say it's exhilarating. Like it gets you that hot pepper buzz. All right, I'm going for 2.
the toppings you can get creative with, but if you can create a sauce that has a taste that you want, you could use it on pizza.
Are you guys gonna thank you. The ghost pepper. That's good. I was more afraid than I needed to be.
Are there other Bangladeshi flavored pizza places in Bangladesh or the East Coast where many Bangladeshis live?
Probably is now.
Amar has one other outlet in suburban Troy. Around here, it's hard not to be inspired by the success of the Little Caesars, the Domino's, the Jets. So what about Amar?
That's the ultimate goal, to have it spread out through the country, but the step by step, one step at a time, we'll get there. This is the next generation of pizza, and Detroit-style pizza, I think.
As the nation prepares to celebrate the Juneteenth holiday, we have the story of an 8-year-old Detroit girl who is doing her part to make sure Black history is celebrated all year long. Rosie White is well known on social media for her impersonations of African American pioneers past and present. One Detroit contributor, Deja Moss, caught up with Rosie and her family to find out what inspires her to recreate these moments in Black history.
I'm the minister for Muslim Temple number 7.
Never heard of you.
Where is he?
Nobody here by that name.
Wait a second. What is your name, fella? Don't worry about what my name is.
We are content creators. We call ourselves the Big Three, which is a nod on Detroit's automotive legacy. We typically make videos about our culture. This is our talent, Rosie, where we do movie portrayals. That's really popular on our content. Black history, anything funny that's, culturally inclined with our community. On Instagram, that's our biggest platform, and that's always been, where we got the most love and the most comments and the most interaction. Black history specifically is how we started. Our first viral video was the Rosa Parks video, and it got about 580,000 views.
And then I hop on the bus, and then the driver tell me to sit on the back, and then I said, no, I'm not sitting on the back.
It was an accident, I was just reading her a paper from school, homework, she's 3, read this package about Rosa Parks to your student, ask her, to your child, ask her what she learned, and I, said, all right, Rosie, tell me what you learned, and she said it back, every single word.
So I was 3, of course. She didn't know, she thought I wasn't listening, so soon as she asked me, Rosie, tell me what you learned. I said everything to the end on that paper, everything. So then she ran around the house, tried to find everything that looked like Rosa Parks, and then she got her phone out, and then she told me, Rosie, say it again. And I said everything from the start. And then everybody can ride the bus, and everybody ride the bus now. Me, Rosie Parks.
We continued making the videos. There were no worries because she absolutely loved to do it. I absolutely love to dress her. Halloween is actually my favorite holiday, and it's because I like to dress up. I like to create. And then a blessing just so great with the camera, it just all came together.
Our videos help because it's not only educational, but it's also fun. So when you're watching it, you're learning, but you don't really realize that you're learning something.
Every time when my mom writes the script, I'm just learning about history, every time. He did this, oh wow. She did this, oh wow. Now, what's going on, Robin? Well, my mom teaches me about Black history, and I teach others. My favorite history is Carter Woodson, because he's the father of Black history. Even my auntie, she gave me this book all about Black people. And I was scrolling through it, and I saw a lot of important people that changed the world. Like Carter Woodson, I did not know he's the father of Black history. So I told my mom, Mom, we should talk about Carter Woodson. And she said, we're going to add that. And our rap, the Black history rap. Carter Woodson, Let us fight to promote black achievements and stop racist stereotypes. Black history. Black history. My mom and sister inspire me because they help me out.
Some of the things we record, they're fun, lighthearted, it's just cool. And then some are like, oh, we're gonna be here a while. Like, yeah.
But with the Harriet Tubman video, we were on Belle Isle in the midst of the winter time and ice on the river shooting that video. We were tiptoeing on grass.
I was a conductor for 8 years of the Underground Railroad. It was serious.
We didn't have all the nice equipment. I had a light, like a flashlight, so she can get a good lighting because it was dark, you know. And Rosie had on like this costume, and she was trying to get the best. She is really, really particular about her shots. So we were all just tiptoeing together like.
I am Harriet Tubman.
It gave us the actual feel of what she did for our people, because we were like complaining, and she did that on a regular basis.
My work as Moses was serious this.
We're more focused on people like, more popular. So it's really like a reminder, a refresher.
Rosie videos are important because she's teaching more current state of people and, not necessarily the horror that came with Black history, but the celebration that we are in now.
I have two of the greatest businessmen in front of me. All I can say is, wow.
We were doing this for family fun, so the outpour of love and support we're getting is really astounding.
Hi, baby. You know Rosie?
When people say, hey, I was having a bad day, thank you for your videos, my only response usually is mission accomplished, because that's all we wanted.
I want them, the boys and girls, to feel like they at school by teaching Black history, like Carter Woodson, Rosa Parks, these people that changed the world.
The Michigan Science Center is a truly Detroit gem located in the city's cultural district. The museum explores the science, technology, engineering, and math field with unique interactive exhibits. One Detroit contributor, Sarah Zintarski, visited the Science Center to talk with its president and CEO, Christian Greer, about how the museum inspires children and adults.
Christian, we're here in the upper floor of the Michigan Science Center. Can you tell us just what is this exhibition?
Well, this is a significant place in the building because when this building was built in the late 70s, this was the exhibit in our science hall. But now we use it for traveling exhibits. So it's a wonderful place for people to come up and see something cool and new. And we get a chance to be able to show off some of the cool science things that are happening around the country and bring them right here to Detroit.
And you put everyone in the center of science, but you also seem to do like a Michigan, Detroit kind of spin on a lot of the things. So can you kind of talk about how you bring Michigan and Detroit into the Science Center?
Well, we absolutely try to do that, to find ways in which industries in Michigan can be displayed for their technology. And that really helps promote people to come to Michigan and see it as a STEM state, which is really important. The Mackinac Bridge is sort of a hidden gem in the Midwest, especially in Michigan, because a lot of people who are not from here don't know anything about it. And they probably don't know the length of the span. It is a long bridge. And we actually have two versions of his. One is an erector set version that's kind of near our front door, and the other one is the one that you can walk across. And we want people to explore that and not just see it as a bridge, as an architectural wonder, but also the science behind tension and stress and strain or forces in motion. All of that is really important when you think about learning about some of the iconic things that you see in Michigan.
Could you tell us what is the museum goer's experience when they enter the Michigan Science Center?
Well, I think what people may not recognize is that science centers were created as a way to bring science outside of the casework. You're sort of giving the people the opportunity to open up the case and play with those things. Although it may not be the real artifacts, they are playing with the real principles of science, the practices of scientists. and some of the things that we do creatively as engineers. So that interactivity is at the core of a science center. And that interactivity means you get to try to do something to change the outcome. You get to come here and explore on your own and measure your own learning and development. And so that's what we're all about. And so it makes science accessible. It makes engineering fun. It makes coming up with the new ideas for the next generation of people that are going to solve problems. They get to do that right here. And maybe they get their start in an exhibit like this, above and beyond. And we might even have the first person to set foot on Mars walk through this exhibit gallery right here in Detroit, Michigan.
What are some of the highlights of this exhibit that made you want to bring it to the Michigan Science Center?
Well, what I love about this exhibit is it does a little bit of everything, meaning for that person in the home that's an airplane enthusiast, they feel the need for speed and they want to like hit the afterburner and go to Mach speed. They get a chance to be able to do that in this exhibit in full throttle. You can actually design your own plane virtually, load it up to the computer, and then hop in a cockpit and fly it. Also, on the opposite end of the spectrum behind me is Spread Your Wings. And that's a pretty popular exhibit. I didn't know how popular it would be, but people love it. They love kind of standing there and holding their arms out and learning how to flap like a bird. And it seems easy because birds make it look effortless. But when you get here, it's like being at the gym. And then there's another thing like dangers that are out in space, like space junk. So you see all these rockets go up. Where do they go? Like sometimes they crash into each other. They leave a lot of debris up there and it just floats around forever. There's no up or down in space. So you could have things up there for thousands of years before they interact with our atmosphere and come back down to Earth. And so sometimes the International Space Station has to move itself out of the way of debris. The space shuttle also, it was a danger for it up into space. So the more we travel as humans, we have to be more eco-friendly about what's outside of our planet as well as what's on our planet. And that's something we don't talk about much. And so this exhibit covers that. But the twist on it in this exhibit is you get to be kind of like Star Wars and blast all these things out of the sky as part of the process of trying to remove space junk from space.
Can you talk a little bit about how the Michigan Science Center is great for our youth, young people, but it's also good for all ages? You have your events, your Saturday night events, late night events. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you guys do here?
Yeah, so we have two different types of sort of after hours events. Our late nights are more family focused, which are a lot of fun. So we do those on First Fridays and we're open later in the day. And it gives people a chance, more flexibility to come down with their family on hours that work for them. We also have our 21 and up events called After Darks. And those programs are fun too because we have drinks and other kinds of like entertainment that makes science come alive. So usually it's themed around a scientific topic, or we're recognizing a specific day that is recognizing science or chemistry, physics, or space flight. And that sort of adds a new dimension to the experience that we have. Fun experiences, they become more and more popular over time as people learn about them. And it's a great thing for a date night, people to go out with friends, or even to meet new people. It's a wonderful place to do that right here at the Science Center. People make great memories here because we put them at the center of science.
Father's Day is coming up this weekend, and there are a lot of events happening in Metro Detroit that Dad will enjoy. Plus, Juneteenth celebrations are taking place this weekend and on the national holiday. Peter Whorf of 90.9 WRCJ has a rundown of local activities in today's One Detroit Weekend.
Hey there, I'm Peter Whorf with 90.9 WRCJ, ready for all of the events as we head into the official start of summer next week. Oh, the festivals are bountiful right now, and Ann Arbor has its Summerfest running Friday through June 30th. There are so many live music acts, entertainment, and don't forget the dance parties throughout the 2 weeks. I can't even start to list them. Go check out their website to see what's in store. Juneteenth is just around the corner, and this weekend is Family Reunion Juneteenth at Catalpa Oaks Park in Southfield. The event celebrates Black culture, food, and entertainment, and is fun for all ages. Let's not forget about Father's Day on Sunday. Cranbrook Art Museum has a great way of celebrating the day with their Father's Day mini golf. They're offering one complimentary ticket per group to Cranbrook on the green. After the round, mini golfers can enjoy the Art Museum free of charge. And on Juneteenth, the Wright is hosting Juneteenth Jubilee. The museum celebrates the Day of Freedom with activities including yoga, drummers, dancers, live music, horseback riding, storytelling, and more. Then on the summer solstice, June 20th, the Extreme Experience comes to the M1 Concourse, where you can drive an exotic car on the world-class racetrack. Of course, the summer brings even more events to Metro Detroit. Here are a few more coming our way. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone.
That'll do it for this week's One Detroit. Thanks for watching. Head to the One Detroit website for all the stories we're working on. Follow us on social media and sign up for our weekly newsletter.
From Delta faucets to Behr paint, Masco Corporation is proud to deliver products that enhance the way consumers all over the world experience and enjoy their living spaces. Masco, serving Michigan communities since 1929.
Support also provided by the Cynthia and Edsel Ford Fund for Journalism at Detroit PBS.
DTE Foundation is a proud sponsor of Detroit PBS. Among the state's largest foundations committed to Michigan-focused giving, we support organizations that are doing exceptional work in our state. Learn more at dtefoundation.com.
Nissan Foundation, and viewers like you.